Hi, this is Christy from birdmentor.com, where I teach advanced skills to beginning birders. And thanks for joining me today. So have any of you ever participated in a Christmas bird count? It's an international event that takes place once a year around Christmas time, and it's hosted by the National Audubon Society. It's an awesome opportunity to meet other people that share your passion. It's also a great way to learn from other birders, because oftentimes you're paired up with some pretty amazing birders. And it's a good way to test your skills and how much they've changed over time if you have this annual event that you always that you keep going to. So look around in your area for a local Audubon chapter and get paired up with them for next year's Christmas bird count. But that leads me to the story I want to share right now about one of my students named Elise. She is a dentist from Colorado, and she was on my team this year for the Christmas bird count, which we did just a couple weeks, or just last weekend actually. And so we were out there pretty early in the morning, and one of the first birds that we saw was a red-tailed hawk, and it was Elise that identified it. And she was really excited about this ID, and she looked at us and she said, "You know, you guys, I couldn't do that last year." And it was just a great moment for her and for all of us. But Elise's day was about to get even better. So we were walking along a portion of the river trail much higher than where I am right now. And we heard this sound that was pretty familiar to a number of us. Any guesses? Okay, so this is a shorebird that likes to move amongst the rocks. And so we grabbed our binoculars and started scanning the shoreline where the water meets the rock edge. And all of a sudden we spotted this brown-backed, white-bellied bird with black rings around its neck running amongst the cobble. So we watched this bird for a while until our attention got called away to another sighting, but not Elise. She kept watching that area, and soon she said to us, "Hey you guys, I think that there's another bird down here, and it's kind of acting like a dipper, but it's much lighter in color." And so we grabbed our binoculars and put our attention back on the rocks, and sure enough, there was another bird down there. Now, something that I like to do when I'm leading bird walks is I like to have people describe what they're seeing instead of calling out the name of a bird if it's an unfamiliar bird that we haven't seen before. And this gives everyone a chance to make some good guesses, and it also paints a really good picture of what that bird could be in our minds. So everyone in my team had actually been on a bird walk with me before, and so soon all these descriptive terms were flying in. It was stuff like sharp black bill, light eye stripe above the eye, white eye ring, tan back, bobbing its tail, thrush-like, I think they said sparrow size, black streaks on the chest and belly with yellow on the sides, and a white chin and throat. And so after these terms were flying about, there was a couple guesses that were formulating for some people, and someone started to think, well, maybe it was a sparrow getting a drink of water by the edge of the water. And then Elise said something that was really important, and it was kind of the game changer. And she was still watching the bird, and she said, "It's walking instead of hopping." This seemingly simple observation made all of the difference. Why, you might ask? Well, without getting too nerdy right now, have you ever watched a sparrow move across on the ground? Does it hop on 2 feet? Or does it walk 1 foot in front of the other? It hops, right? So Lisa's attentiveness to this one behavior allowed us to move away from the sparrow family and shift our attention to other families of birds that like to walk along the shore. Now, this is also why in my 7 questions to bird identification, markings is number 7 and behavior is number 2. And that's because markings can be quite deceptive depending on lighting and a number of other features. I'd love to know what your guesses are for the first shorebird that I mentioned, and also for the mystery bird that Elise spotted later in the day. Go ahead and leave your comments or your ideas in the comment section below. And I have one more question for you before I go. So have you ever tried to learn bird songs and calls, but ended up feeling more frustrated or defeated and hopeless? Well, I've got something pretty awesome coming for you that'll help alleviate those feelings. And it's coming in the next couple of weeks, so stay tuned. The next time you're on your favorite social media site like Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, whatever it may be, come find Bird Mentor and go ahead and either like or follow the page because I'd love to see you there. And then if you're watching this on YouTube, please go ahead and subscribe to the channel below. Otherwise, I will see you next week. Thanks for joining me.